Hey guys, the course being played here is Area 51. It's in Obetz, Ohio. It's a pretty beginner-friendly course, but in my opinion, it's best played in the fall and winter, sometimes early spring. Only reason is the rough. Many don't really enjoy playing here due to the rough. And another downfall is the flooding. As you can see in this drone footage, it's coming up right here. This is hole 12, and it's typically underwater. And over to the left, top left, is 14 and 15. But I mean, the drainage there or lack thereof, when a rainstorm hits, the course tends to flood. This drone footage was filmed by Scott Jenkins, and he allowed me to use it in my preview of the course that I'm going to be doing a putter only round with 4 different putters. So hope you all enjoy. Thanks. Alright, we're starting off here at hole 1 with the CryZtal Roach, trying for a placement shot right down the middle. I didn't really get it as high as I want it for the extra glide, so it left me roughly about a 45 foot putt right here, which is sort of out of my comfort zone. I took a 3. Doing the CryZtal Roach again on hole number 2 because it's a short shot. Basically trying for a small hyzer to get it right up next to the pin. Trying not to ace run it and leave myself long. As you can see, got roughly about a 10 foot putt. Took a 2. Hole 3 here, it's got a slight bend to the left. I'm going with my little bit more stable metal flake roach. See if I can get it to fade back to the pin. It's a blind shot, so as you can see, I left myself, went probably about 10 feet long. Easy putt. Took a 2. A little bit longer hole, 387 feet. Basically throwing the 5-time CryZtal Luna. It's a little bit less stable than the other 2, the roaches I throw. It'll fly a little bit straighter with gentle fade, so it don't leave me basically in line with this tree that's blocking the basket. But I like being right around the middle of the fairway on the right side, so I can just basically throw an upshot for a small hyzer. End up taking a 3, left myself about 10-15 feet short. Going back to the CryZtal Roach here on number 5. Like I said, it's just another easy hyzer shot. Just small hyzer. Don't put a lot of power on it, just for a placement shot. Probably about a 15 footer here. Took a 2. That puts me down about 3 down so far through 5 holes. Number 6, I'm going with the CryZtal Luna, since it's the least stable, and it's basically like a laser beam. Throw it nice and straight. Sometimes it'll ante out just a tad, but it's a nice disc. Try to go for the basket on this one. Just a little off to the right. 10-15 foot putt. Take a 2. Right here on hole 7, 276 feet. I basically like going right over all the rough on the right side, because I mean, if you put the disc up high enough, you can park right inside circle 1. This felt great out of the hand, and as you can tell, I ended up parking the basket. Little tap in. So right now I'm 5 down after 7 holes, which I'm feeling pretty good, but I've been in this situation a few times just using everything in my bag. This was actually a disc that I probably shouldn't have picked since it fades out a little more, even though I want to be on that left side. But I was hoping for more tunnel shot right down the middle. I probably should have threw the yellow CryZtal Roach. I'm about 35 feet short. As you can tell, the fist pump, I was pretty excited about making that putt. 6 down after 8 holes. This hole plays almost exactly like hole number 1. Same distance, almost the same layout. Going for a placement shot right down the middle. I was deciding between the CryZtal Luna and the CryZtal Roach. Ended up picking the CryZtal Luna. The Roach I feel like has a little bit more glide, but I left myself way short, probably about 60, 65 feet. And that's definitely out of my comfort zone. So I took a 3. Right here, if you can tell, after it releases out of my hand, it nicks a tree limb and kicks a little bit back in line because it was actually starting to flip over. About right there. But ended up leaving myself, I'd say about 15, 17 feet away. Wasn't too worried about the putt. Puts me 7 down after 10 holes. Here's another long hole. It's one of 4, or one of 3 or 4 that's over 400 feet. But basically another placement shot since I don't have the distance to throw over 400 feet with a putter. Trying to get it right down the middle to avoid that pine tree, that big bushy one on the left, because getting behind that you have a pretty bad area of getting out of there. But I left myself a little bit short from it, that I have a small hyzer shot, probably about 225 up to the pin. Right here you can tell I was probably less than a feet from going in. Took a 3 on it. Hole 12, slight bend to the left, not real heavy. But you can go right down this small gap in the middle of all these trees and put yourself inside the circle. Probably about 7 to 10 feet away. Take my 2. Puts me 8 down after 12 holes. Another CryZtal Luna, or a CryZtal Roach shot. Like I said, this one, this disc is one of my favorite in my bag that I love throwing off the tee. Easily controllable. Slightly uphill shot. Didn't look good off the tee, but when I got up there, I wasn't that short. Probably 15 feet away. And take a 2. CryZtal Luna shot. Sometimes, depending on the wind, I like going right down the middle, right at the basket, and kind of let it flex out a little bit by the tree by the basket. But the easiest shot is going over everything for a hyzer. Left myself short because it nicked off the tree, but it rolled forward and gave me a 7-foot putt for a 2. So 10 down after 14. Almost same shot. Got a bigger tree in the way on this one, but wide open. You can just throw a small straight at it or a hyzer. Park it up there inside circle 1. Went maybe 7 to 10 feet long. Come back for a 2. Now this is where it starts getting tough. These last 3 holes are all 3 over 400 feet. These are all placement shots, but you can get yourself in trouble if you try to bomb them. Like drivers and everything else. That's why I like playing with putters a lot on stuff like this, because you can just do placement shots. And for me, I like being in the center of the fairway or to the left, so I can just do a slight hyzer around all these little tinier trees around the basket. So this landing area was actually pretty good for me. It's a spot I like being at. Throw the Metal Flake Roach right up there. I almost slipped all this mud, but it ended up being a good shot. About 5-7 feet away from the basket for a 3 for a par save. So I was pretty happy. Number 17, it's a little bit longer. It's about 50 feet longer. Straight fairway. Not much stuff to contend with unless you get crazy and end up in the rough where you don't want to be. But placement shot, again, I know I can't stress that enough, but if you play this course and just do placement shots, you can shoot real well. Left myself quite short on this one. I'm probably about 250 out. And I actually picked the wrong putter for my upshot. I don't know why I picked the X Soft, my putting putter. I thought I'd get crazy and put her up there, but I left myself way short. Probably about 40-45 feet, which is, again, out of my comfort zone. And as you can tell, when I put this, it was looking great until that happened. Chain out, took a 4, my first bogey. Again, I love this disc. It's the CryZtal Roach. And the thing, I mean, you can control the angles on this disc. And off the tee with this throw, I thought it was perfect. Where I needed it to land and everything. It looked great until I get up there. And it veered off the fairway behind a tree, which left me in a really tough situation. As you can tell when I'm up here, I'm taking my time because, one, I don't want to smack my hand on this tree because that's not ever nice. I'm trying to figure out a way to get it somewhat up there without being really extremely short. Felt good out of the hand, but I'm still about 60 to 65 feet short. And again, that is not my spot to be putting. And I took another 4, so 2 back-to-back bogeys on the last few holes. Still, all in all, it was, in my opinion, a pretty solid round. I've shot 8 down numerous times here. I still haven't broke 10 down. I mean, I had a chance until I messed up on the last 2 holes, but yeah, there you have it. Area 51. Like I said, beginner friendly course. Just don't get crazy when you're on the tee, and you can shoot well. Hope you all enjoyed. Thanks.